This summer, I got the opportunity to travel with a group of students from Sattler College to Kampala, Uganda, to help the church there with a couple different projects they were working on.
Families send their kids from the village to the universities to get a good education, and they've saved up for years and years, and basically the hope of the family is placed on their children. So when women get pregnant, there's lots of pressure from their family and friends to abort the baby, because otherwise all their investment into their child, into their daughter, is wasted. So his Image Ministries tries to raise awareness about all the harmful effects about abortion, and also to help women understand that the baby inside of them is actually a human being that needs to be saved. I worked with his Image Ministries to digitalize a lot of their paperwork, and I also helped to rewrite some stories of women who had come through his Image Ministries and the testimony of their children. And then I also helped put together a student handbook for a class that helps young people from the university defend why abortion is wrong.
Most of us think that if you can't read a book, you're just illiterate. You don't know much, and your capacity for gaining more knowledge isn't very high. But about 70% of the world's population are oral learners. They learn better by hearing things, by speaking, by passing on traditions and stories. And that is the case in Uganda, where we were working.
So the whole goal of our project with storying in Uganda was to equip the local brothers there to be able to craft a story set that would span from creation all the way to new creation, so from the garden to the marriage supper of the Lamb. The goal then for these brothers is to be able to take these stories and use them both in their own church there in Kampala, but also to go out into their villages and the places that they come from and share the gospel with people in a way that they can understand and that's accessible to them, and that also has this really lasting power because it becomes a part of them because it's in their hearts and in their minds.
A big problem facing many people in Uganda is the inability to get a job. Someone told me that 9 out of 10 people graduating from a nearby university cannot get jobs. What I did was conduct market research to find viable business options that I could then hand off to the church to start a business. Researching how faith and business interact in a place like Uganda gave me a greater appreciation for studying business here at Sattler College.
Uganda's population of Christians is actually pretty high. But many of these have a very low understanding of what the Bible teaches and how the Old and New Testaments relate to each other and how that applies to us today. Seeing this problem, the folks at Antioch Christian Resource Center decided to create a course called Creation to New Creation that takes students all the way from the Garden of Eden at creation to the new creation that has already begun in Christ and is still going to be coming in fullness. While this course has been effective, they wanted to develop it further, and so they commissioned us to create a workbook for it.
It felt really rewarding to put what I've learned about the storyline of the Bible so far into practical use. I can see the faces and remember the names of some who have already gone through the Creation to New Creation course, and I'm sure that there are many more who I haven't met yet who will benefit from the workbook.
Two of the main takeaways from my time in Uganda are the way that church is done and seeing the incredible church plant there and how it's growing. And then also community and how being inside of a church community like that just brings so much life.
While I was in Uganda this summer, I realized again how biblical literacy and understanding has the power to change someone's life and transform them. And this just gave me a great appreciation once again for how that can be true for all of us as well.
So I think the thing that I'm most grateful for about this internship was that it gave me the opportunity to actually put into use some of the leadership skills, the biblical literacy, and just basic theology background that I've gained here at Sattler College. It gave me the opportunity to put that into practice in the real world and to actually serve the global church in meaningful ways.